So here we go. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Howdy guys, how's it going? So finally hiked in. We are now at a spot that I come across a few weeks back, a few videos back, and I've really been wanting to get back out here, but I did forget just how dense this area was, and getting out here with this large of a pack on, that was a bit of a puzzle and a bit of a workout, because I'll give you a scan around because it's just all of this low-lying brush, lots of briars. I am going to go ahead and get started on clearing out the briars and stuff in this area. I did remember that there was a decent amount, not as many in this exact spot that I want to camp, which I'm lucky about, but that's why I'm going with a solid foam mat. This is that Savata mat that I got off of Varstaleka. Been wanting to get it out some more. One really nice thing about this area is where it's low lying. There's tons of compressed debris and stuff on the ground, so even though we're going to be getting down to about 32 degrees, I think for the most part we'll be okay, because I'm going to try a very new sleep system type setup that I've never used before, because it's got some new gear to try it out with. And you know, worst case scenario, we can always just take and pile more leaf debris up under our sleep mat. So I'm going to get the area cleared out a bit and figure out how what configuration that I want to go with our tarp. Oh yeah, and I did bring shotgun out with me today, and I am wearing orange because it is hunting season. It's been hunting season. And just passing through some sections of land that I was at. It's all private land, and most all of it's pretty, like, nobody should really be hunting on it aside from just like one or two people that I know very well. So there's no real risk there, but this reversible boonie hat, just really easy, quick and easy to throw on. And thought that, you know, if I was in the mood to bag a squirrel today, then we could, because I seen 4 or 5 coming in, and you can hear them just all in up through here. But I think for this one, we're going to go for more of just a relaxing overnighter, because I brought a really nice freeze-dried meal to have in foods. We'll see. It's one of the good ones. But for right now, yeah, we'll clear this out, get settled in a bit. Good, now that we mostly got that out of the way, we can start breaking out some of the toys here. Got an empty canteen I swapped out on the hike in. I couldn't find my canvas, my Campcraft Outdoor canvas gun sleeve. It's just got stuffed down into a bag somewhere, but this is a Tough Possum Gear survival scarf. It's reversible too, so one side's coyote, one side's this burnt orange color, just as something to stick my gun in later on, just to keep moisture and stuff from getting to it. That's what that is. There's a food bag or bivvy right now. This is just the second time breaking this out in a video. This is the Campster 2 chair by Sit Pack. Took it on the kayak camping trip with my girlfriend. For you guys who hadn't seen that, that trip was just more about relaxing and taking her on her first kayak camping trip like that. So that's why there wasn't a whole lot of commentary. Certain parts was just not even covered, just busy doing other things. But this chair is really comfortable, so we'll get it set up. I really do like this design because of how quick and easy it is. It's not the lightest design for a backpacking style chair, but I mean, as you can see, just everything folds out and extends. Then all you have to do is just hit those little tabs, and just like that, the chair's set up. Obviously we'll have to find a little bit more of a leveled out spot for it, but especially like now with it being hunting season, I really do like, depending on the areas and stuff I'm going, it's possible to take a chair like this, pull it out and set it up real quick in the mornings or late in the evenings. Just this view angle, as long as you've got some cover around you. Trying out some of that camo netting too this year. That's something I've never really used for hunting. I normally just try to find dense foliage, and always worked out very well for me. It's always nice to continue to try new things and experiment a bit. Yeah, I've got my Varshlika Sarma Tarp in this County Com storage bag. Just keep everything nice and tidy. You know, this has this really amazing camo pattern. I think it's MO5, the MO5 finish pattern, if I'm not mistaken. This alone, you could make a really nice hunting blind setup just with this camouflage and a tarp like this. But we're just here for camping tonight, so we'll get some rope rollers out. See how we're going to set this up. And then this is the 10 by 10, so it's a bit large for an area like we're under right now. Make it work. Just a regular lean-to style shelter would be great. I can hear some squirrels down that direction right now, running through the leaves. I'll probably go with a bit of a wonky looking lean-to shelter here, since there's no rain or anything coming tonight. Not a great piece of wood to do it on, but I'm going to get our hatchet out right here, make a couple of 2 large, yeah, this punky wood just wants to absorb all of the impact, but this hatchet's sharp enough that it really doesn't matter. That just tore it right through the center of that log. Just need a little notch right here. Like I said, sometimes the video angle might make it look like I'm way closer to my hand than I actually am whenever I'm doing that, but I can assure you a very safe distance away. I think the best thing to do is, instead of going all the way to the back, we'll come in one tie out point here. Down in the ground. You might have to try a little bit of a different angle approach. You can just take this tie out point and pull it back, and that'll really open things up underneath there. We have all of this room. I could have pitched it higher, but since this chair is a low profile chair, it's not really necessary. We got a little gear lip right there. A good spot to set our gun. Oh, that right there is perfect. Even if it did come a pretty solid rain, there's just tons of room under here to chill out. And yeah, and I'm sure some of you guys are going to be curious. The smock I'm wearing right now is the JJ's windproof smock. Really been liking it for this time of year during the day, because like hiking in it was a bit breezy. Like now we're in this bit of a cove, so it's not really that windy, but cold air will sink, so we'll break out some insulating layers later. But right now, if I had to guess, it's probably digital thermometer, so we can get it out in a bit. It's probably about 45 degrees right now, like moving around just with a t-shirt and a smock on. Just minor bit of sweat, but nothing crazy, and nothing that would really affect anything. One of the next things up on the agenda is to go filter some more water, fill up both of our canteens. And yeah, the bivvy that I brought today is the USMC Bivy, and I mean we've used it a good bit. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it, but that way I'm also not as worried, since we're only going to be getting down to freezing. We just don't have to worry about any of the creepy crawlies and stuff, because we have that integrated bug net in the face, and plus that will also prevent the condensation buildup from breathing. Because at first I was going to bring the woodland bivy bag, but I just started thinking about the condensation aspect and decided to opt for the USMC version. We'll try to keep that flipped up and over. I could stove out and make some coffee here in a second. Probably will debate on if we want to have a fire or not. If we do, ain't gonna make one too big. I just don't really need it to boil the water for my meal. Now that I think about it, I got to make sure, because I forgot to check before I left if I had filled up the my fuel flask. And yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you real quick. I'm on the back side of our tarp shelter, and I'm within 30 feet of that tarp shelter, and that's just how good that MO5 camouflage pattern blends in, even with the straight lines and everything else. Like, you added some camo netting and some natural stuff to that. Like, I mean, you're not going to see it unless you're just specifically looking for it and already know roughly where it's at. From the front side, it's a bit more noticeable because the sun is shining through the back of it, but I just think that is a really cool camo that, as far as being in the eastern woodlands of the United States, really perform and is also a pattern I know that a lot of people, at least from around where I'm at, have never even heard of. So yeah, now about to filter out water. A lot of you have seen this already, but I carry a 1 liter Hydro Pack squeeze bag in the front pouch there, and then on the side is where I carry the Hydro Pack filter. It fits just perfectly in that side pouch. This thing has a really solid flow rate, so I just fill up the bladder and then filter out into my canteens. And it is about time for me to back flush this one, but that's one-handed, and the water did have a bit of sediment in it, but the flow rate is actually normally a decent bit quicker than that. But yeah, it's time for me to give this one a good back flushing, so I'm just going to get back to doing this two-handed, and I will get back with y'all whenever it's coffee time. And yeah, right there, that is the meal that we have got tonight. Some creamy Tuscan chicken, Pinnacle Foods. I don't know why the tipping food came to mind earlier, but yeah, Pinnacle Foods, really good stuff. Had an MRE accessory packet in here just to mix us up a quick cup of coffee. I mean, I do have more coffee and stuff like that. Got plenty of fuel alcohol. Coffee is going to take just a second to cool down, so I'm going to go ahead and get our mat out, and we'll worry about the exact placement of it in a bit. About right there. I definitely want the rubber side facing up so that we're laying directly on it. Just try to work a bit of the curvature out of the mat. we'll leave it face down like that for now. Not bad at all. And yeah, guys, with it being hunting season, one thing that I just wanted to touch on real quick is that second piece of gear right there on the outside of my pack. I'll take it off and we'll take a closer look at that. So as you guys know, I always carry medical gear on my person in my cargo pockets to handle any major bleeding, because I'm always working with axes and saws and guns and stuff. But during hunting season, I always like to make sure to carry a fully equipped IFAK. This one is from a company called Sunshine Safety. They are a USA company, and they have some really high quality components. This thing is really easy to, it's got the pull down thing where you can rip it out. I'm just trying to take this thing off the more civilized way so I don't you know, damage any of those molly holders. But yeah, this one, it's straightforward, and if you're hunting, it's a good idea to carry additional stuff for bleeding control and stuff like tourniquets. And this one does come with a cat tourniquet. There's your Velcro. It right there just pulls out super easy. It's like whenever it's attached to the molly on your bag or however you have it attached, you know, you can open that and just pull it straight out, and then everything is nice and easily accessible one-handed. There is your pen to write down your tourniquet time. Right here is an Israeli bandage. And that's one, like the one that I carry in my left cargo pocket is a 6-inch. This right here appears to be a 4-inch. And it's still, you know, it's double layered at the moment, and I'm going to leave it that way because I would definitely be going for this one first, just because it's just right there and I can grab it with either hand. Here we have got some compressed gauze. We got an emergency space blanket, so even if you have this IFAK on you, and you don't have any of your other survival gear or anything, you have that if you need to help somebody else out. You got your gloves over here. We have got some EMS quick clot, so a good sized roll of quick clot gauze, and take these out and put that back. Here we have some shears if you need to cut off any clothing. There is the size of the gauze, and then I carry some combat gauze, which is, you know, just a much larger roll. All these have the hemostatic agent on them. And then here we have, I can get it out, you've got your hyphen vent, and this is so that if you had any sucking chest wounds, you could take care of that. So a fully equipped IFAK is one of those things that you really shouldn't, I feel like you shouldn't be in the woods without one, but 100% shouldn't not have one during hunting season, just because no reason not to. I feel like even when I went through the hunter safety course, they never really talked about first aid or carrying something like this, and learning about, you know, how to use the components and everything. So just want to share that with you guys, because I know this might be a company y'all are not familiar with, and I was really impressed with the overall quality, and it is a USA company, so just a shout out to them. So I'm going to pack that back up, get it on the bag, and we'll probably get the bivvy and stuff out soon just to see how everything is going to fit under the tarp. I did take and move the pad over so that overlaps with the flooring section, and I did take and stuff more leaf debris underneath the pad just to go ahead and have some of that done and out of the way. And I'm pretty sure, because the ground's not frozen, it's not got down to freezing up until tonight, so it's not like the ground is, like, you know, frozen through. So normally whenever that's the case, just having leaf debris in one of these closed cell foam pads like this, along with the compressed layers of insulation stuff that you have underneath you, will be fine. You just have to kind of go off of your body type and your past experiences. So there you go. Here is our USMC Bivy. I just have it held together with a modal rubber strap, keep it nice and tightly rolled up. Like I said, we're not using a sleeping bag or blanket tonight. We're going with a wearable sleep system, and we won't really be getting it out until it's time to hit the hay. Debating on whether or not I'm going to leave my boots on. I know that will cause some moisture to be in there, but if I can knock them off real good. These Zamberlan boots are really nice. Finally got them broke in, but they're 9 inches and they come up, so it's a lot of lacing to do if you got to get up and pee. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We've got the all-important telescopic light for filming and just for being able to see around camp. And other than a little pouch here with some odds and ends like my headlamp, that's most of the stuff that I will need access to. Well, the tent is for sure dropping. I'm going to get out our telescopic lantern here. Just put her on low. And yeah, just for the sake of my own entertainment, I am going to dig out a small fire hole right here. Nothing big, just something to warm our hands up by, but this is going to be a very rooty area. There's a big acorn. That's what all them squirrels have still been scrounging around for. For the next few hours while we're going to have this, it's supposed to be very calm and not windy at all. Alrighty, so I've got kind of like the bare minimum of what you would be wanting to have for kindling there. No tinder whatsoever. I want to try one of these UCO matches. It's been a while since I've used these, and this is actually like a newer style. These are supposed to burn a little bit longer. I mean, they got a beefier head on them, and so before carrying them around anymore this winter, this, like I said, just straight up kindling, no shavings or anything. We're just going to strike this and jam her up in there. Make sure I got a clear path to do that. So here we go. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. So you got to be a little mindful of your striking stick there, because that did break off. But that stuff burns hot. That looks like it's already got some of that really small stuff going. These storm matches are really, really good to have in your fire kit. And you would still, normally you'd want to go and use tinder and all of that stuff just to ensure your fire in case it was a emergency. You didn't want to chance it and waste a precious match. But we are good to go there. And that heat does feel good, because walking around moving with just a t-shirt and this smock where I've acclimated to the temperature, it's fine, but also too did sweat a little bit. So as soon as you stop, you can start to feel a little bit of a chill. And not going to try to go much bigger than a thumb and a half size with the wood. Okay, well, I'm ready to get that delicious freeze-dried meal in my belly. So we ended up starting a fire, so we'll use it for that. as well. Sit there. Okay. And right now with the air pressure and where we're in this valley, this dip, and the cold air is you know, sinking down, it's causing the smoke to want to stay down low. And I can tell you this for sure, this smock is getting a very good abrasion testing, because I'm busting through briars and against all these low bushes with sharp edges, and so far it is holding up very well. We'll go ahead and open this up, get the oxygen absorber out of it, and bust up any large chunks. By God, I mean, that right there looks great. But yeah, bust up any large chunks. That way it'll rehydrate more evenly and quicker. And this package feels really full for it to not even be rehydrated yet, so I think we're going to have a very, very filling meal with this one. Oh yeah, and we have got ourselves a nice rolling bowl for sure. Want to make sure you got your bag in a position where you ain't got to worry about it tipping over. We'll start with that right there. Keep that over to the side. Got to make sure you get to the bottom, get all that powder and stuff. Make sure you get watered it. Alright, so I'm going to take note of the time and seal this up. And I think that amount of water we added is probably going to be about perfect. And right there is the delicious food that we're going to be chowing down on tonight. Like that, rehydrated perfectly. Another absolute banger, guys. That is fantastic. Yeah, this is 100% restaurant quality food out of a bag. Thanks for enjoying this, and I'll get back with y'all whenever it's time to explain our sleeping setup in a bit more detail. But that cool air is definitely dropping in low. Now on to the stuff that some of y'all might have been waiting for, and that is the new sleeping type gear that I've been talking about. Got two pieces here. Just got both of them in the bottom portion. Here we have got the Snug Pack Parallax pants and the Snug Pack Spearhead jacket. Both of these things actually will compress way smaller than these stuff sacks that they're in allow, but these have mesh bottoms so that they can air out, and this helps them stay lofted up. The pants can actually compress really small from what I see, so if space was an issue, I would put these into a dry bag with like an air valve, and then just roll them down really small and tight, and then you wouldn't have to worry about them. But I'm definitely needing to put that jacket on, and I'll probably hit the hay here pretty soon. But that right there is the information. So the comfort for the spearhead is 14 degrees and the low is 5 degrees Fahrenheit. So I want to test them out around freezing first with just a t-shirt, because I would assume these temps are with at least a thin thermal shirt. Not positive about that, but the Parallax pants have the same temp rating. So just one thing to keep in mind. So I'm gonna back y'all up and we'll try this jacket on. And I've never been huge into insulative layers. It's something that I wanted to get more into this year, trying it out, testing it out. I've always done, you know, like fleece, wool, some synthetic. I mean, I've tried some down stuff, but nothing to this extent. You know, this is some real heavy-duty, high-quality cold weather gear. And then for stuff that I would like to do in the future, something like this is really... it's not 100% necessary, but like the weight to warmth and everything, especially if you're going any distance, it's a lot more convenient, if anything. Now, I do want to see if the smock will ride over this jacket. I mean, I know just putting this stuff on when I got it out of the mail to make sure the size was good. Once again, I'm 5'10", 150 pounds even. So, for sizing, I hope that helps. Both the bottoms and this jacket are medium. And these are not meant, normally, I mean, you can get whatever sizing, you know, suits your area and stuff. But, like for this, a thick thermal would be all that would be comfortable to me to wear underneath this. And it's not going to be getting down to those temps here, I don't think. And then, if it does, then I'll just be more prepared for it. So this is meant to have a little bit more of a fitted fit. So if this smock, actually I think the smock will layer over this just fine due to the fact that it is more of a fitted insulated jacket, and that would just be a great way to protect it. If I can zip up there we go. Piece of Velcro. Ouch. Yeah, that actually fits. The smock fits over this perfect. Like, you ain't going to be able to get any other layers under it, but the whole point of an insulated jacket like this is to reduce the number of layers that you might need. But you're not going to be doing any moving around in this without sweating to death. At least I know I wouldn't. I would say you could easily push the 0 degree Fahrenheit mark if you're moving, even lower than that. But this and the pants is going to be our sleep system, pretty much. Considering the temp that these are rated to and stuff I've heard about them, that's not going to be any issue. And one reason why I'm wanting to cover them is because I feel like there's very little information on YouTube, at least, about some of these pieces of gear. And then you got to think too, we get a couple of degrees extra just from the bivvy bag. Excuse me. That chicken stuff was fantastic. And the smock, we might use it as a pillow. We're on a bit of a decline, which is why I wanted that rubber side up on the Savata sleep mat or sleep pad. The pockets are fleece lined, so we'll just chill with our hands in our pockets. It's got a detachable hood, so if you're not somebody that likes to have a hood and you just prefer to like rock a beanie or a watch cap, then you can definitely do that, and I'll probably do that some as well. And I was sitting here on top of this mat, and with the leaf debris that I'd put underneath here, sitting on it for like 20 minutes, not getting any cold spots to the butt, so I think we're going to be just fine. Boots do have stuff on them, but it's just really loose forest dirt, so I think I am just going to bite the bullet, put them in there. Anything that it gets in, like any loose dirt, just turn the bivvy inside out and it'll be fine. Like, these surplus bivvies are designed with the thought of soldiers and stuff wearing their boots in the bivvy. It will wear quicker, especially if you move your feet a lot, but you said these Zamberlan 9-inch boots, lacing them up, especially me, from a dead sleep, useless. We'll put on these pants. Also got to make sure I'm mindful of the stuff sack. I think I'm going to keep the stuff sack in the pockets. Yeah, and I mean, not just saying it, like the tent buildup is actually really fast in this. There's a good chance this is probably going to be worn unzipped. Looking at the pants, the pants have like a reinforced or a slightly different, tougher material there at the seat area and the knees. And they have suspenders. Actually, you can unbuckle them. See, they have the full zips here, so they're easy to take on and off over boots. Which, like, if this type of pants didn't have that, then, I mean, I don't know, they're just not really even worth getting, in my opinion. Make sure we got our suspenders off to the right side. If it doesn't feel like they're in the way, then I'll just leave them dangling. But I wanted to get this size because I could probably wear a small, but I want to be able to wear them over my pants with my cargo pockets, you know, still having gear in them, and then have the waist, you know, still fit fine. So yeah, I don't think these are going to be a problem. God dang it, I keep hitting my head on that stupid tree. Can't afford to lose any more brain cells. So, yeah, all in all, I think it's a really dope get up. And I mean, I'm going to use it for hunting because where it's compact, I can put it even in a day sack and just real quickly throw it on whenever I get to where I'm going, and then don't have to freeze, don't have to... Like, a lot of times I use a woobie or a wool blanket, wrap it around me, but then it's a little bit more, you know, more noise and everything. So I thought this would be worth trying. So curious to hear y'all's thoughts on it. If y'all have any experience with any of Snugpak's insulated clothing. You know, we got that Softy Tactical 3 sleeping bag, and that's what kind of turned me on to their insulated stuff. So we will see how she goes. But yeah, I'll get back with y'all here in just a very short bit because... not a whole lot more left to do other than just maybe watch something on the phone and then try to crawl into the bivvy and get situated. So, see y'all then. And that right there does a whole lot. And then the key is just from doing this in the past. These boots are a little bit chunkier. Key is just don't be too aggressive with it at the heel or the toe. But that right there doesn't feel bad at all. Just this amount of movement though is quite warm. Especially since we don't have a sleeping pad in the bag. Should have plenty of room. I'm going to switch to my headlamp for a second. This way I ain't got to get back out and get the light. I can just grab the tripod. The zippers on the USMC Bivy are a lot less anti-snag than the Woodland one. They're not, it's not awful, but oh, but yeah, there we go, guys. Not bad. Like I said, I got the jacket unzipped. I feel like, you know, I do have more freedom of movement without being in a sleeping bag. So if you needed to get out quickly, then that would make it a lot easier. And with that same thing in mind, if you just wanted to beef this up with like a blanket that wouldn't restrict you any. But yeah, it is very, very cozy in here, and you can really get this thing up off your face. So yeah guys, thanks for joining me up to this point. Hopefully we have a decent night's sleep. Right now I'm hoping it does get quite a bit colder than what it feels like right now, but this is a very comfortable lay right here. With all that said guys, I will talk to y'all in the morning. Good morning guys. How's it going? Last night was very interesting. Slept extremely warm. I actually had an issue falling asleep because I was just getting too hot and I didn't want to sweat wearing this, so I just unzipped the jacket down the center. Still kind of kept it, together over me a bit. Just made sure like my top core chest area was open, and I just pulled the insulated pants down to kind of like where my knees was, and then I don't know. I'm thinking like probably around 3 a.m. ish is whenever the temp really kind of took a bigger dip. So yeah, I just pulled those like back up, and then zipped up my jacket and hands inside the fleece line pockets, and it was perfectly fine. I'm sure that this setup could go lower. I mean, just with a t-shirt, I would think, in a regular pair of pants and the bivy bag could probably push it to 25 degrees maybe. Like, that depends on wind chill and all that stuff. But I do know with like a thick pair of quality thermals, this jacket and pants set would be really good down the low, because it was nice getting up, like having to get up to pee this morning and already just having this set on and warmed up or ready to go, not having to fool with, squirming in and out of a sleeping bag and putting clothes on. I'm still going to use sleeping bags, wool blankets. We're going to still continue to do that this winter. But I'm really glad that I went ahead and gave this type of system and this type of setup a try, because it does work very well. We got right at like 31.5 degrees is what the thermometer said. So right at freezing. But it's comfortable. The sleep pad didn't have any cold spots underneath. I mean, having the extra leaf debris under the sleep pad was very much necessary, I think. And no issues leaving the boots on in the bivy either. Like, it makes the most sense to do it that way. So yeah guys, that is going to do it for this one. And this type of camp setup is really quick and easy to set up and take down for the most part, especially if you didn't fool with having a camp chair. Just sling up a tarp, or in weather like this, you can just roll the pad out and use the bivy and be fine. It's just the tarp makes it feel a little more homey. It did sag a bit when I got up to pee. I tightened it up. That was just a change in temperature and where the the things that I've got it attached to, the way that the temperature affects those, and then the cordage and the tarp material. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this one. As always, really appreciate you taking time to watch the video. Please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you've not already. Make sure to go back and check out other videos and content I've made in the past. Share channels with friends, family, anybody that enjoys good outdoor activities and gear. And I will do my best to have links and discount codes and things of that nature of all the gear that I've used in this video down in the video description. So until the next one, guys, adios.